And welcome back to another episode of Psychic Evolution. I'm Jamie Clark.
And I'm Maggie Clark, and this is the podcast where you discover the psychic potential within to empower yourself and manifest your psychic and mediumship gifts.
And these abilities are so natural, they're supernatural.
And today we want to bring to the podcast asking your spirit team for help. This is something we don't always do often enough, or we don't think about doing when times are tough or when our brain is somewhere else. So this whole episode is to remind you, everyone, that you have a spirit team of guides, of angels, of loved ones, all waiting for you to give them a job to do. They're basically like, hey, we're here. You just have to ask for our help, and then we can help. They cannot do things for us, but they can help us, and they can help us more than we realize. So sometimes we have to just lock that into our brains that we can ask for help, and it can be at any moment and for any reason.
You know, and it becomes a very powerful experience when you can put this stuff to the test. For myself, my master guide Chi, I've given him permission to give me insights or information if I'm not paying attention or if I'm having a challenge attaining something. And there have been times where I just went blank, going, I'm not getting any ideas. And then all of a sudden, bip, a mind drop of information comes into my awareness to go, oh, freaking, that's brilliant. Yeah. Have you ever had an idea that just kind of popped into your mind like that? What if once in a while that is information from one of your guides or some of your guides to give you that ability to make a choice or a decision in life direction so that it's more effective, not defective for you? Our guides want to help us to be a success. They don't want to push us down. They want to help us to empower ourselves. And again, some of the rules and regs are you're not going to do it for other people, but you can do it with them as a teamwork. That's why for myself, I gave my master guide Chi complete open receptivity, that if I'm not paying attention or I need some insight, please drop it into my big head so that I can become aware of it and then make an even more effective sound decision if that's something that needs to be done. And Chi has been brilliant. He's been very effective. And it's not like he dominates every thought that I have. Nope. He lets me be me, but it's also, if there's a circumstance, he can already feel that energy and bip, he'll soul slide that piece of information into my conscious awareness. And it's great because that happens quite a bit. Not that I don't have a clue, but that creativeness from Chi in this case can take it to the next level of awareness, the next integration to go, oh, that's a great idea. And for me, I put this stuff to the test. I would not be open for my master guide Chi like that unless he had already shown me what he can do. I have complete trust and faith in him. So there is no uncertainty. Go, is that the best way to do it? It's like, no, he has a pretty good grasp on what's going on. And when they can see a little bit more of the bigger picture and function from that, because sometimes in this human body, we tend to ignore things or kind of shut things off, which is fine if that works for you. But in this case, our guides want to help us. And kind of like Mag was saying, is give them something to do. It's not like they don't do anything and they're just sitting there looking at you going, you're not brushing your teeth. Anything better to do, man. They're having fun. But it's also that they want to see you be happy, be successful, whatever that means for you. And they do have an idea of how you receive information and the way you think about things, so that a lot of times when they can mind shift that information to you, it's not like, oh, it's a whole different thing. It's, oh, that's a great compliment to this particular direction or opportunity. And for myself, I'm very honored and thankful because I let Chi work through me if I need to. And in this case, sometimes he'll just bring information through. I begin channeling some of the insight, but it's coming from him. It's coming out my mouth. In this case, is Jamie as a regular human, but it's also the evolved awareness of my master guide, Chi in this case, who's able to come through me and give me that insight and information. And sometimes those particular words that are set in the right way at the right time that make the difference for that particular person or experience. And it's really cool because Chi's very effective at knowing my balance points, meaning he's not going to just start throwing a bunch of stuff out there that I have to go, oh my, I got to try to keep up. It's like, nope, keep it seemingly normal, so to speak, that this is what's happening. I'm giving you insight. You got the guts to say it. Great. Because you know I'm not going to give it to you unless there's something that can benefit you. And for me, again, our guides are always for us and never against us. So it becomes your own way to feel more comfortable that, again, it's not like you're not going to do anything and they're going to pick up and live all the experiences for you. It's like, no, they want you to have that firsthand experience, not secondhand. Firsthand is solid, but that you have teamwork with your guides, that it doesn't always have to be the lonely journey that a lot of us might feel alone with. Going, is anyone else experiencing this? Because, Lordy, I don't have a lot of people I can say it to.
Now, for those of us who are still really working with our psychic evolution to develop that clear connection with our master guide, and we don't hear things as readily or as clearly, or we're just feeling into the space of communication right now, and we're still improving that level, don't think that you can't ask for help. You can still ask for those messages, still ask for help from your spirit team, and still be open. Because when you're asking for those messages, you are receiving them. You're just maybe not hearing them clearly or seeing the pictures as much as we want to. But this is part of why we are developing our psychic evolution, right? So we can get to that place that we would like to attain. And if that's not your goal, that's fine too. But what I want you to just remember is, even if we don't hear the responses to our questions, they are answering us. So don't stop asking for help, because getting the messages about, hey, give me the heads up around things I need to be aware of, is fantastic. Now, there's other ways that we can ask for help too. And one of the ways that I really, really want to impart with everybody today is, when you are in a challenging situation or a dangerous situation or an uncomfortable situation, please ask for help. You have a team of angels, of spirits, of your spirit team wanting to witness, wanting to keep you safe, wanting to help you in every and any way they can. Now, they can help us more when we ask for that help. It's on autopilot all the time for our safety, our rules, and our regulations. But there are times that you're going to want some backup, or you're going to want the extra boost. And in those times, please ask for help. Please say, all right, I need more safety energy, or I need more comfort energy, or I need you to help still my nervous system because I'm freaking out right now. Whatever that looks like, ask for help. I know sometimes this is not the forefront of our thought process when we're in stressful situations, but start using that more daily. And then when we are in those stressful situations, it's more like, oh, I can ask for help. Yes, I can get extra support going through something hard in my life. So that's another thing I just really want to impart, because there are times that we're all in these weird situations in life, whether they're uncomfortable, whether they're dangerous, whether there's threats, or whether it's just like, I don't feel good. It doesn't really matter what the reason is that you need extra help, but don't hesitate to ask, because they are there. They are loaded with love. They are ready to come and be with you and help you through everything in life.
And again, they know how to work with you so that it's not such a huge shift that you're like, it's that will be a mind drop of information or a feeling or whatever the case is. And it's not like they're going, oh, Lordy, needs more help. They already know us as a soul print, so they have an awareness of what our potential is and some of our strengths and possibly our weaknesses that we might have in this particular lifetime that they can work with, because it's not a judgment. They've already chosen to be on, in this case, our particular team as our team of guides. And just like Mag is sharing, there are many different aspects to the guides, from angels, extraterrestrials, interdimensionals, ascended masters, loved ones, all of those things. It's many other capacities of communication. And when we can become more comfortable with asking, if we need to or we want to, our team to help us, they will help us in any way that they can. So that way they're not doing it for us and we're just going to sit around and go, hey, would do this for me. It's like, no, you're here and you want to experience it. So it's that kind of evolution of the soul that they, again, for myself, chi, can drop things into my mind or get me to feel things. And it's not like a whole different part. Nope. It's just a mind drop of information that, again, for me, I know when it's my master guide because it has his own soul print vibe on it, or whoever it might be. So they make sure that there's as much comfort with that integration of information so that you're not freaking out going, where's that coming from? It's like, no, I've already put my parameters around it so that I've got more ease and comfort with the ways that I receive the information.
And I love to ask for help to tune into different vibrational energies. Like when I am processing or learning something new, like say I'm studying five elemental theory or something, and I was like, okay, I ask for my spirit team to help me integrate the information that I'm learning and the wisdom behind it and the spiritual integration. Because a lot of times we can learn something and it can be kind of heady, or it could be just a theory, or it could be like, what does this actually mean to me? Or how am I going to experience this frequency or this vibration? So a lot of times I'll say, hey, help me tune into the vibration of the earth element, or what is this earth and water doing together? How do they play together? Because I'm feeling like mud right now, and I really want to understand this element and what I'm working with. And this is just one example. I asked to tune into different frequencies to help me improve things in my life. Like say I need more patience. Hey, help me tune into the vibration of patience and the vibration of faith and the vibration that I need to get through whatever it is I feel I need patience for. And so remember that we can ask for anything. And sometimes it's like thinking, what would I need help with? And I would start making a list of everything that you feel like you would like help with from spirit and keep it somewhere in your journal. And then at times you can be like, okay, I feel like I could need help with certain things. What is it that I want to work with today? Or what do I want to bring into a meditation? Or what do I just want to bring into a time period of my life? Hey, help me during this time. If you're starting like a new job or a new career, you'll be like, hey, I need a spirit guide for this, and I need to help to integrate these things. And then if anything is challenging or like a learning curve for you in those new positions, be like, hey, could you help me out with this? I really want to figure out how to create a good system or a good understanding to help me move forward. So please reach out to your spirit team. They're right there and they're with you every step of the way.
Mag, I think you bring up an interesting point to me, and that is each individual guide, as we have, has their own expertise of awareness. Some are good communicators, others are good healers, others are good creative ideas people, whatever the case is, because our master guide is very good at orchestrating our other guides. And what I mean by that is, in life experience, if you have a pool problem, you're going to call someone who knows how to work on pools. You're not going to call someone who works on air conditioning or carpeting. They'll have their own expertise of awareness, the best that they can for that particular circumstance. That way, for me, you're not having to go, I hope it's going to be the right person. It's like, man, she already knows how to orchestrate, and he knows who is effective in what way for me. That way, they're not doing a bunch of stuff for us, and we're just sitting there going, yeah. It's like, nope. For me, it's Chi knows my energy. He knows how to share that information with me and what guides to bring in with their particular expertise of awareness. That way, it's a effortless connection and co-creation, not like bip, and it's a whole different thing and I've got to, nope. They allow you to have as much of your own human identity as possible so that you don't feel like you're being here and there and there and here. It's just allow this information to flow through you. And again, your guides are very effective. So even if you're not aware of who to call, they already know who's the most appropriate guide in this case for that particular circumstance. It's amazing.
I love that. I ask for help from my spirit team when I pick up a book and I'm like, okay, make sure I really, really get the spiritual juju of this book that I need. And it makes a book fresh every time you pick it up. You can learn something new. You can expand on it. But there it is, and so they're going to bring light or bring more energy into something that a phrase I'm reading, or maybe a chapter or whatever it might be, because that is the field that can help me the most discover who I am and grow into my potential. So we're always thinking of, where can I ask help from my spirit guides? Sometimes I'm going to ask for help when I'm cooking or when I'm cleaning. I mean, who knows? You can get creative. Ask for help when you're driving. If you get tired, you're like, hey, I need to really focus on the road, so I need help right now. Like, show up, make sure I stay awake while I'm on the road. There can be a myriad of ways that we work with them. The thing is to remember to instill that somewhere in your brain, that all I need to do is ask. And the beauty of the universe is waiting to offer you whatever it can to help you on your journey.
And with the ability to work with us in our life experience, our guides are learning in their own life experience. And that kind of a co-creation aspect gets you to realize that they know what they're doing. And even if we don't, they have a good awareness to at least help guide us with the potential of a direction. And it becomes up to you to listen. My thing is that if I was asking, which I did, asking my team to communicate, I'm not going to be silly and go, well, I'm not going to listen to you. It's, what do you have to say? And let's see how it feels. And in this case, they're usually very effective because I've been working with them consciously quite a while. Need all the help I can get. But in being able to do that, it becomes a lot more effective that you allow your team to work with you. You don't try to make them, you allow them. They know the most effective guide in the right way, at the right time, for the right circumstance to be able to come in and connect with you. All your job is to open up and listen. Your choice if you want to follow through with the information. For me, most of the information that comes through from Chi or other guides is pretty effective. So I've learned to have blind faith to go, okay, I don't necessarily understand it, but in many other circumstances I had that, I don't understand it, but it worked out brilliantly. And so they will give you a lot of opportunity to realize they're effective. That's not just guesswork and, hey, we're lucky. It's, hey, here's the information. In a way, we've already been through something like that. So here's a layer of consciousness to think about that particular circumstance. And sometimes that different perspective can give you a different vantage point of information. Like, that's the first time I see it that way, because I've seen it the other way a lot. Click. Just the way it was introduced for me or the way it was placed in was like, yes. And it wasn't that I don't know where that's coming from. I already know it's my team. If it's not me and my own awareness, I know that anything that comes through is only on the good channel or it's not coming through to me. I've got those proactive aspects. And our team always will honor us. They're not going to go against us or they wouldn't be on our team. That's the point. And it's not that they condone everything. If there's something that we're doing, and for my aspect, if there was something or a direction I was going in that may not be as productive, she would just share a little bit of insight to go, Jamie, maybe pay attention to this or become aware of that, and never pushing, but allowing, sharing that information. And he's usually very accurate. So I've got complete faith in him to go, no, if he says it, he has a pretty good awareness. And even when I may not think that I have a good awareness, he's able to fill in the blanks, so to speak, to give me a solid path to walk along. Not a bunch of potholes to go, I hope that's the right step. It's like, nope. He's already, in a way, very much aware of the potential direction of where we're heading, kind of like the road sign of potential life experience. He's going, okay, if you keep going with these thoughts, this is the direction you're most likely going to go. Do you like it or do you not? And in this case, he's just very, very effortless. He's a great communicator, and he doesn't make me do stuff, but he's effective enough that the things that he's shared or shown me have been very effective. So I've allowed that. Okay, I know if he says it, he means it because he's on my team. He's for me. And it's not that he negates others, he integrates others because he can understand a lot of other people's perspectives and give me the information in order to communicate and talk with them, not just to them. That way, as we get more understanding about how they're perceiving their realities, we're able to be more effective at the communication and drop it in this way. Because if they're not open for it, why are you going to go down a road that they're, what? It's, again, the practicality of spirituality, being able to communicate effectively. Because I always say, you could have all the knowledge in the world you want, but if you can't communicate it, whatever, you're just sitting there. And in this case, Chi's very patient with me, thank goodness. But he also knows my potential. He knows what a lot of my life choice was, that at this particular time, for this particular lifetime, I chose to come back to this particular planet. Because there are many other worlds that I've been on. And in that case, this is a cool one. It's along with many others, but this is where I'm at now, and I want to have some fun. And you know what? I want to help humanity to help itself, because we are about empowerment, not enablement. And sometimes you need to know that there's a positive outcome as we perceive it, because otherwise you could talk all you want, but if it's not going to be productive for me, why am I going to listen? My guides, my master guide Chi, knows how to connect with me and knows that if he says something to me, I know that he means what he says. He does have a funny personality, but he's also very passionate about life experience and with myself and others, because he knows that we're all one. But in this capacity, if they can give me insight, in this case, Chi talking with one of my other guides that might have a different perspective than I have, can just drop that into my mind. And it's not like it's a whole shift in consciousness. It's like, oh, that's a good layer. I didn't think about that before. Okay, you know what? I might approach this circumstance that particular way. Because if I do, I'll more than likely get this kind of an outcome. And they have an awareness of the approach that you'll approach things with and the outcome potential of how you approach them. And in this case, you don't always approach circumstances in the exact same way. Sometimes you'll approach it from this energy, this, many different ways. They have the versatility of awareness. They know that there are many roads of consciousness to travel. But in this case, for this particular lifetime at this particular time, here might be the most effective path to take at the moment.
Another thing that people absolutely use all the time is asking for help to find things. So we actually use St. Anthony to ask for help for finding things. I actually tap the middle of my forehead because this actually improves memory, believe it or not, whether you're tapping or just holding it as a Jinshin Jitsu Safety Energy Lock 20, in the center there. Anyway, what it does is it helps us to find things. And I'm always like, okay, St. Anthony, we need to find the keys, or we need to find the this or the that. And so that's something that has been very, very useful for many, many people. It's like, how do I find things? And like, ask for help. Why not? If something's broken, say, hey, how do I fix this? Ask for help. It doesn't mean that we always can fix things, but at least we can ask and have that back and forth communication. And I think that's the beauty of asking for help, is that when we ask for help, we're asking as if it's already done. They're already going to communicate with us, or we'll already receive something. We start forming trust. And that is the beauty of asking help from your spirit team, is now that you can trust that they are here for you, and they are here to help you, and they are here to guide you. And that's what they are for. That's why we come in with the spirit team, because we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And in our humanity, we get lost in the whirlwind of what this world is all about, what our experiences here is all about. But when we start going, whoa, I can reconnect to my spirit team. I can ask all the time. I can communicate with them like they're going to communicate back. That's part of this exercise right now, is the more we ask for help, the more that we will feel that help come in. We will see where it comes in. We will be able to trust in our relationship to our spirit team. And I think that is so valuable, to keep asking for help with anything that we need for any reason, and to know that it will be there, and to know and form that trust that, hey, they got me through that hard patch, or hey, they got me to really integrate a new thing I'm learning, or hey, they helped me find this. They can't do it for us, but they can definitely guide us, help us, steer us, kind of tap us on the shoulder now and then, drop things into our head, however they work with each of us individually. So keep asking for help from your spirit team. Remember, they're there for you. The more you interact with them, the more they can start interacting with you. Form the bridge of consciousness, the connection in every and any time of your life that you feel like you need it or want it.
And with St. Anthony, he's known as the finder of missing objects. And Chi and St. Anthony let me know after a while that it's all energy, of course. So it doesn't really matter if it's an object or an opportunity or a person or whatever it is. It's just the end result of attainment. And so it was freaking awesome to go, okay, so it doesn't only have to be a missing object. Some of us have what they call parking angels. And we'll let them do their thing, and then I usually get up in front. And what they're really saying is I accept wanting to be up in front, so I'm going to allow it to happen. And in this case, I'm going to have this particular parking angel come to me because I'm used to that. I've created a familiarity that when they do that, I usually find that parking space up front. Now you begin to get on that avenue of connection. Every time they come in, they usually help me find a place to park. And in this case, when Chi and St. Anthony let me know that it can be anything that can be found, oh, it's amazing. I have a friend who had a circumstance where they were missing some object that was in their side drawer next to their bed. And they looked and looked and looked, and there was nothing there. And they called me and they asked, can you help me find something because I've lost it and I don't understand. I always keep it in this place and it's not there. And so I suggested to ask St. Anthony, help you find whatever the dynamic was. And after about 10 minutes after she had asked that, she chooses to look in her drawer again that's right next to her bed, and the very thing that wasn't there prior to her asking St. Anthony to help was it physically, however it happened, it physically manifested and was sitting right in her drawer where it usually is. She called back on, that just got real. I'm like, well, good. Put it to the test. Once you have that experience, then it's solid. And it allowed this person to start making more connections for themselves to not only find that particular object, but opportunities of investment, dynamics of direction, many other aspects. And it was really cool when Chi was able to let me know that it's all energy, of course. So it doesn't matter if it's a parking space, an opportunity, a coin, or an object in any way, it is all energy. What is your target that you're wanting to find? Because once you're on that end result of, I want to find this, you've already accepted finding it in some way, the best that you can. So in this case, kind of like the parking angels, you'll have St. Anthony come in and help me, because I put this to the test. There's been a couple of times where I couldn't find something, and I'm like, okay, St. Anthony, please help me, and thank you for doing this. And shortly after that, something just dropped right into my mind to go, oh, I completely forgot about that circumstance. And then I went and checked, and it was there. And the great thing is I didn't even think about it until after I asked St. Anthony. So it wasn't like, he dropped in and going, I will find. No, man. He just dropped that information in, and that particular piece of information for me clicked to go, I'm going to go check that area. And it was there. And so when I was able to use my team, and in this case, I know Chi is the orchestrator of all the guides, so that if he says it, he means it, that I know any guide I'm working with is already got a thumbs up or they wouldn't be working with me. So it's really cool that I have the effortless faith with Chi and my guide to know that they have their own expertise. They will come in, whoever's the most effective for that particular circumstance, if we choose to work with them. If not, then fine. But our master guide knows someone else that if we're open, they can bring to us, because there's not going to only just be one way to approach it. There are many different ways. It's what works best for you. And as our master guide for me, they have an idea of what might work best for you at the moment, so they can work with that paradigm, that way of thinking. And it's really cool because it moves from, oh, sure, to, well, I didn't even think about looking in that particular place until for some reason just dropped into my mind. And coincidentally, there is no coincidence, shortly after I talked to that St. Anthony person, yeah, that one. It just dropped in. And again, knowing that vibration, I've gotten a pattern. If I ask for things and then give gratitude that I've received that information, it usually gives me information that can be effective with attaining that goal, that aspiration, that direction. Be open. Our teams are ready and willing and able to work with us in our life experience within our psychic evolution. For the more that we do this, the more comfortable we become and the more effective we can integrate our life experience. and interact with life and other people and begin to live life.
And if you want more resources on spirit guides, we have several podcasts on meeting your master guide, on your spirit team. So head over to our website at psychicevolution.net, go to the episode page and just write in spirit or spirit guide or spirit team in the search bar, and all the episodes that mention spirit teams and spirit guides will pop up. Quite a few that are geared specifically to the connections, to improving the connections with our spirit team, to really getting to meet them, to work with them. So check that out on psychicevolution.net. And if you want to join us on our monthly training sessions, we have them the second Monday of every month. And we also have a Psychic Evolution Mystery School if you want to take classes and just really develop, learn, grow, get monthly meditations, Q&As, all the things that can help you expand in your psychic evolution. We'll have a note in the show notes. So thank you so much for tuning in, and lots of love to you.